Today we have a very special podcast episode. I'm with my friend and colleague Hayes Griffin, and we are actually recording this podcast episode in my car. We are on our way back from attending the Grenna Bluegrass Festival in Sweden, where we also hosted 3 days of bluegrass workshops in guitar and mandolin. And in this episode, we're actually covering a little bit what happened during this week, what we taught at the workshops, and we're going to give you some really good tips for how you can play better bluegrass breaks. Take your solos in a better way, so you're up for a treat here. Also, I would like to mention, as I said, we recorded this one in the car. That also means we had a little problem with the audio when recording this, and therefore we're actually using the audio from our cell phone. So the audio quality is not the best in this episode, and if that is bothering you, I suggest you turn it off and go to any of our other podcast episodes, because normally we're really keeping high quality production of our stuff, but still I think it's a very valuable conversation, and therefore we choose to publish this anyway despite the sound quality. So my apologies for that, but hope you can still find it useful. Also, with this said, you know that we do include a video version of this podcast episode inside Mandolin Secrets Academy. And I think watching the video version, you will get even more out of it, seeing us driving around there in the middle of Sweden. Enjoy this one. Here we go. Hey there, music makers. I'm Magnus and welcome to the Mandolin Secrets podcast. This is the place to get tips, inspiration, and stories that supports you on your musical journey. Thank you so much for tuning in, and just know you can go to mandolinsecrets.com/podcast for more information on how to keep up with the show and also find all previous episodes. Now, let's get this episode rolling.
All right. Boo-doo-dee-doo-dee, boo-doo-dee-boo, boo-boo.
All right. Hello there, all podcast listeners. We are here for a very special episode today. I'm Magnus and with me here today, I got
Hayes Griffin.
Yes, and we are in the car. It's the middle of August. We are heading back from attending a bluegrass festival in the middle of Sweden. It was almost south of Sweden.
Yeah.
Grenna Bluegrass Festival. And how are you doing, Hayes?
I have had the most magical 2 weeks of my entire life, and I am sad that it is over. That's how I'm doing.
Yes. So we're kind of wrapping things up because we are now heading towards the airport. Basically, that's where I'm going to drop you off this evening. But we had so much fun in the last 2 weeks.
How are we going to fit it all into one podcast episode?
Yeah, I guess. But one thing that I'm really interested in, could you, also for the community, I think they will be interested to hear, tell us a little bit about the workshops you did here in Grenna.
Yeah, so in case you folks don't know, Grenna Bluegrass Festival has been going since 1978, and it's been a kind of a fixture of Sweden's bluegrass scene for that entire time. Like one of the main festivals in not just Sweden, but Europe probably.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, they added an academy portion to it, right? A couple of days ahead of the camp where musicians from Sweden and really all over can come and study with folks like me, Magnus, and our buddy Magnus Vik on the banjo and Ondra Kozak on the fiddle. But yeah, it was an amazing 3-day workshop. We had classes from, 10 in the morning to about 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
What I really loved about it, you start to see this at a lot of camps that I've taught at this summer, that in addition to just instrumental classes, individual instruments, where it's like, how do you get a good bluegrass rhythm guitar sound, or how do you approach leads? We come together in the afternoon and put everyone from the individual instrument classes into bands, essentially.
Yes.
And then they all perform a song for one another.
Yeah.
So it was really great and really cool to kind of see the energy and the enthusiasm of everyone here. I've never felt more welcomed by a group of people, I don't think.
Yeah. I can just kind of agree on what you all said. It's been really fun meeting these people, and also having a chance for us to play with the other instructors.
Yeah.
But there was also some bass and singing kind of touched the workshop part-time from a player called Peter Cederholm.
Yeah.
The Swedish guy. But I sort of, how would you kind of describe the level of the participants at this camp?
Yeah, in my classes specifically, it was like everything from like a rank beginner all the way up to a player who had been playing bluegrass, or at least adjacent styles, for over 20 years.
Yeah.
You know, so it was kind of like the widespread. But I'll say that just like most workshops that I teach, the majority of the people were like right somewhere in the middle. That kind of like,
yeah.
I call it I just released a YouTube video on this a while ago called, jumping off of the intermediate plateau, and a lot of people were there, some of them have good rhythm skills, but couldn't play leads or vice versa,
Yeah.
So most of the people I would say were like in that kind of realm. What about like your classes?
It's exactly the same. I would say some of them have like big experience playing in ensemble, even like are in a band. Thank you so much for watching this highlight video. If you want to watch the entire episode, you can do it inside Mandolin Secrets Academy. Or you can also go to like your favorite podcast platform and listen to an audio version of this podcast episode. You can also go to our website to listen to the podcast. The web address is mandolinsecrets.com/podcast. And always remember, be a music maker.